Welcome to All Things Moore County, Moore County's weekly radio show highlighting the many facets of the Sandhills. That includes real estate, lifestyle, community and neighborhoods. And now from 4 Properties, here's your host, Bill Sahadi.
Good morning and welcome to the talk show, All Things Moore County. It is Saturday, April 25th, and one of the events that mark our calendars every single year that people look forward to probably more than any other event is SPRINGFEST, which is just now opening in downtown Southern Pines, and it's going to be running through 4 o'clock this afternoon. And it has become a celebration of Moore County, of Southern Pines, of the lifestyles that we all love living here in this area. And we're being joined by the president of the Southern Pines Business Association, Ashley Tramontin.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
You've got a busy day going on.
We do. Gearing up for a big day.
Probably a crazy week leading up to it.
It has been.
I have lived here over 26 years, but SPRINGFEST has grown into something beyond words. You draw people, not just, the streets are already crowded. It's not just local people who come here.
Right, yeah, and not just local vendors either, all across from the state, which is great. It's become quite a big ordeal, which is wonderful.
SPRINGFEST has become a statewide, I mean, there's a ton of appeal to North Carolina artists, craftspeople.
Yes.
Do they, are you overwhelmed with applicants?
We are every year, and always impressed with the variety of vendors that we get, the talent of the vendors that we have. It's just really neat to see and to bring together and have all in one place. It's a great day for shopping and celebrating, locally made goods. It's great.
Tell me what people are going to see today if they come.
Yeah, we've got 160 arts and crafts vendors that are going to be filling the streets, both sides of Broad Street between Connecticut and Pennsylvania.
Right.
We have a food truck alley with some of our favorite food trucks, a good variety of things. We're going to have a kids block. This year we have inflatables, which are going to be really fun. A lot of interactive booths and things down on our kids blocks for families. We are going to have a live stream from a radio station. We are going to have martial arts demonstrations. There is a little bit of everything and something for everyone.
If anybody wanted to take the pulse on the growth of Southern Moore County, all they have to do is show up today and see the various ages of people. It's not just kids and their parents and their dogs.
Right. No, it's locals, it's visitors, it's families. There is really honestly something for everyone. So we get a huge array of people, which is fantastic.
And the weather's cooperating.
Yes.
So we've warmed up these last couple of days. We have I just work with a couple from Maine who just bought a home here this past week. And she's an author, and they used to actually, as professional printers, used to call in the country bookshop years ago.
Oh, I love that.
And high-end museums across the country. Anyway, through their travels to all these small towns, they decided they wanted to live in Southern Pines. And they're fully aware of SPRINGFEST, and I encourage them, and they're going to come today. And because it's not just the younger generation, it's all ages.
Yeah, no, it really showcases our town and just the quaintness of what downtown Southern Pines life is. We're thankful to have the good weather so that we can, walk and be outside and enjoy it. Everything from the farmers market to music, it's just a quintessential Southern Pines kind of day.
One of the things that I'm always so impressed about is people go out for dinner on Friday night, just like they did last night, and they wake up, and they're walking the streets of Southern Pines and nothing has changed. They wake up on Saturday morning, and what do they see? All these booths have been constructed. What do you do? Start at 4 a.m.?
It does start pretty early, yeah. We actually start Friday morning, prepping and getting ready, and then our team is there super early this morning, Saturday, and prepping, welcoming our visitors or vendors. They start rolling in some of the food trucks around 7 a.m., And then it is a full packed day until breakdowns at 4. So,
And at 5 o'clock, I can attest. You can look down Pennsylvania and Broad Street up to Connecticut, and you can say, "Huh, I thought SPRINGFEST was here today."
I know it.
Where did it all go?
Magically disappears.
How is it so well organized? Because it is like clockwork.
Well, our team has been organizing this event for many years.
Yeah.
So it is like clockwork. But also these vendors, this is not their first rodeo. A lot of these do this for their bread and butter job. They travel North Carolina and the Southeast. So they know what they're doing, and they can certainly get in, set up, have an amazing day. And trust me, at 4 o'clock, they are ready to go.
In addition to all the craft and the arts and crafts vendors, you also are going to have local businesses who have booths. You're going to have nonprofits who are going to have booths to provide information to some of the people who live here about agencies they may not be aware of.
Right. Yeah, it is a nice blend. Arts and crafts are certainly the focus and the majority of our booths, but there are, a handful of local nonprofits, caring for canines. There's going to be...
They're great.
Yeah.
They're great.
The Sand Hills Fire Department comes out. And as well as a lot of our Southern Pines Business Association members take advantage and do a booth, which is great to see them out there, in the mix of everything.
In the last 8 to 10 years, I bet, because of your affiliation with the Southern Pines Business Association, you've probably seen some success stories of people who came to do SPRINGFEST, and it served as a platform for them towards success, whether it be online or brick and mortar.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. I just thinking off the cuff, Rustic Pine Candle Company has been with us at SPRINGFEST the last few years, and she just announced this year that she's moving into a brick and mortar down on Broad Street. So we're so excited. She'll be with us today. But then moving on to a brick and mortar. So it is exciting to see these vendors and even our businesses that participate that aren't traditional arts and crafts vendors grow and evolve.
There's another cool thing about SPRINGFEST is the timing of it is you can almost start take your watch and clock it. It's almost at the time when the pollen has just started to dissipate.
Yeah, we've gotten real lucky with that.
Right? Always the last
that's
week
Mother
of April.
Nature working in our favor.
Always. And the kids are going to be all sugared up. They're going to be, mom and dad will have a tough time putting them to bed.
Well, hopefully those
tonight.
inflatables will wear them out a little bit.
The Southern Pines Business Association has been in business since 1979.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Long time.
That is.
And I'm not I know where you were in 1979. You weren't here, but unfortunately I was. Yeah. And I remember first time I ever came here was 1979. I have seen so many changes. The town is a picture perfect Currier and Ives postcard, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
If Norman Rockwell were alive and had to decide where to live in Southern Pines, I bet you it would be, or in North Carolina, Southern Pines would be one of the candidates.
Top of the list.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. We've, Southern Pines Business Association seen a lot of growth. You mentioned 1979. There was just a handful of small businesses that started this organization, and I'm so excited. We are right around 150 members strong now.
Right.
And it's not just downtown Southern Pines. It is all of Moore County and the surrounding areas, and a lot of growth, a lot of really amazing business owners that want connection. They want, networking, and they want to give back to the community that supports their businesses, and that is really what we're all about.
This is, or I should ask you in the form of a question. I don't want to assume. Is this your biggest event of the year? Because you have so many.
We do have several pretty large events, and I guess there's 4 pretty top tier events that are all about the same size. SPRINGFEST. We do the Southern Pines Christmas tree lighting. That happens the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. We do the Southern Pines Christmas Parade, which is the first Saturday in December, and then First Eve, which obviously is on New Year's Eve. So between the 4 of those, we're pretty busy and heavy on the community events.
You've been a resident of Moore County for 10, 11 years.
Yes.
You've got a 12-year-old son.
I do.
And so you have seen just in the last 10 years the changes as the event has grown. I'm sure when he was younger, Mom took him to the event, and now today,
I know, I gotta beg him to even stand near me.
well, he's 12 years old.
Yes.
You know what happens with boys? They say, "Mom, I'm going to come back. I'm taking a sabbatical.
Yeah.
I'll be back when I'm 18,
Yeah.
when I've matured, and then I'll realize what a good friend you've been to me." But not when they start getting into adolescence. They go, "I'm different. I'm separate.
Yeah.
Mom, don't embarrass me."
Exactly. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
It is. Don't embarrass me.
Moms have it so much harder, but
they do.
trust me, they come back.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
And they appreciate.
Good. Well, it's SPRINGFEST in Southern Pines. It's so nice to live in a community that I can send him and feel comfortable
Yeah.
letting him go and, ride his bike and down to SPRINGFEST and be a part of this event and shop around and go to the basketball courts and shoot hoops in between. And he's
That's right.
safe and,
That's right.
he's able to enjoy it, and I am too, because
That's right.
yeah,
You can sleep well at night.
exactly.
And we've had Taylor Clement on the show recently, and she talked as much about the integrity of the downtown area of Southern Pines as much as she did the development and the growth around the
Yeah,
area.
as long as it's away from downtown Southern Pines, we love it.
That's
There's
right.
a place for it, for sure.
There's nothing more charming than walking on Broad Street,
Right.
and whether it's in the evening or whether it's in the day, where you have generations of families shopping, spending time and hanging out. It's like a park. It's a town, but it's really a park.
It is, but it's also all of those businesses are locally owned. We don't have chains that are allowed in our downtown area.
That's right.
And I think the preservation of that and knowing you're shopping with these mom and pop type stores that are locally owned adds to that charm so much. I mean, it wouldn't be the same if you had to walk past, a drugstore or I don't know, a mass retailer in the mix. I don't want to name anybody in particular, but the mom and pop locally owned businesses are what really make this town, that park, that picturesque kind of feeling.
The preservation of the town is worth every effort of the people that live here and call Southern Moore County home. We're going to come back in the second set. We're talking all about SPRINGFEST happening today, just opened, as a matter of fact, a few minutes ago, and will run till 4 o'clock this afternoon with tons to do, regardless of how old you are, but bring them young, and it will be a great way to exhaust the parents, maybe more so than the kids. Ashley Tramontin is our guest. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the second set of All Things Moore County. We're talking all about SPRINGFEST, which just started about a half hour ago in downtown Southern Pines. This is an event that really it's an iconic event that we do mark our calendars by. And Ashley Tramontin, who is the president of the Southern Pines Business Association, found the time to come and join us to talk about the event. There's so much going on, over 160 different arts and crafts vendors, local businesses and nonprofits. If you have just recently moved to Southern Pines, or Pinehurst, or Aberdeen, or Vass, or Carthage, you can learn a lot about your county. You can learn a lot about some of the great retailers, get exposure to things, and you can be supplied with tons of paper of information to take with you that you can look at home. Ashley, you made a great point in the first set. You said that all the businesses in Southern Pines are non-big box, they're independent retailers. And the Southern Pines Business Association was set up to work with those independent retailers and businesses in Southern Pines to protect and preserve and to help grow their businesses.
Yeah, that's our goal.
There's a lot of competition once you get outside of the downtown area. You mentioned off microphone, Amazon, and we try to talk about shopping local, all the time, especially at Christmas in the fourth quarter. It's important to preserve what we have and keep it vibrant.
Yeah, it is. It is not just important in the fourth quarter. I mean, all year long. I think a lot of people forget that a lot of these businesses are operating in the red the majority of the year, and we're thankful to have that fourth quarter that pushes us back into the black. But,
Yep.
as we've learned the last couple years between COVID and the blackout that we had that, unfortunately happened in December.
And the world situation we're in today.
Yep. You just never know what's going to happen. So I think you're right. These businesses, not just downtown, but, throughout Moore County, keep us, Southern Pinesy. It's what makes us our town so special, and it does take intention to support them, especially in a world of convenience where places like Amazon or even our local Walmart will deliver your groceries to your front door. It does take intention to support the businesses, but it is so crucial if we want the quaintness and the specialness that is what makes Southern Pines so unique to stay. We have to support them. And that does not always mean a monetary thing. I mean, certainly we want you to come into our shops and support us and shop with us, or use our local, insurance agents and banking local. All of those things are important, eating, drinking, but it also is, there's a lot of non-monetary things that you can do. You can bring your friends and family when they're in town and just stroll around. You can help, spread the word about our businesses and share our social media posts. There's a lot of things that you can do, and it is all so important because it is what we love so much about Southern Pines. It's a huge part of it, and we want to preserve that. And that's, where the Southern Pines Business Association comes in. I mean, we are trying to give our members opportunities to network, give them resources, as well as promote them in our community.
Right. You're a shop owner as well.
I am,
and
yes.
you have your shop is called Against the Grain.
It is, yes.
I was telling you before we taped, I was at lunch yesterday at Betsy's with a couple of friends of mine. And this one particular friend always brings me a loaf of freshly made sourdough bread. I didn't know what was in the bag, except the bag said Against the Grain Shop. And she raved about the shop. What I think people don't appreciate about being an independent retailer in the downtown Southern Pines area is, and this is getting a little off topic, the leases that you have are not inexpensive, and they've gone nothing but up over the last 5 to 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that puts the onus on you to increase your if not your volume, your margin.
Mm-hmm.
But in a perfect world, you don't want to have to increase a margin.
No, I mean, that certainly, especially for the businesses that have been around, an increase in your prices is noted.
That's right.
And it works against you. So we certainly we don't want to have to turn around and put that on our customers. But unfortunately, to your point, it is, leases and rents are only going up, which is wild.
It's the leases are the bedrock of a business sometimes in terms of their longevity, or unless, and then not to even mention the challenge of creating an inventory mix, a merchandise mix that keeps your shops interesting, new, and sometimes it's a guessing game, and sometimes you hit the jackpot, and other times, oh my gosh, if you don't,
Yeah.
do you sleep?
I was just about to say, those are the things that keep me up in the middle of the night.
That's right.
It's a constant ebb and flow of, do I have enough inventory?
Right.
Do I not have enough? Am I going to run, should I invest in this? And it is certainly a difficult balance to find the sweet spot. But I will say our downtown businesses, I am one of them, but honestly, they all do a darn good job.
Right.
We really have such a great mix of types of stores, and the inventory. Thankfully, we all, for the majority, do keep shop in each other's stores and see each other. So we don't want to see repeat of inventory from store to store. So that is taken into consideration too. And it is nice to be able to stroll through and just see such a eclectic mix of stores and types of stores and inventory. I think that just makes it that much more unique. But it is certainly stressful to purchase and buy and worry about.
It is. It is. And in addition to all the shop owners supporting one another, the Southern Pines Business Association is using events like SPRINGFEST today and other events, which we're going to talk about, to support the community. You're not out there to make money. You're out there to put it back into the community.
Right. One of kind of the pillars of what the SPBA is about is giving back to the community that supports our businesses.
That's right.
You know, our businesses wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in business 7 years if it weren't for the customers and the community that support and shop with me. So the Southern Pines Business Association organizes these community events, and we ask our members to volunteer and to sponsor and participate in these events and help make them successful. So as a way to give back to our community. And they're all special, quintessential Southern Pines kind of events that have grown and become just huge ordeals every year that people look forward to. And it's nice to have our business members a part of it and, backing it with us.
So I'm gonna put an MRI machine on you right now, and I'm gonna ask you, what is it in your DNA that got you to a point where you decided you wanted to be an independent retailer? Was it something in your background, in your professional career?
I always dreamed of having my own store. Against the Grain started as a home-based business. We did custom-built furniture for years out of my home, and it evolved over time. There were many facets and many variations of it, but by the time I got to Southern Pines, I was offered space in a store, and I got to kind of like see
to sublet, so to speak.
Yep.
Okay.
So I got to kind of see what it was like to see my products in a store,
Right.
and that gave me the jumping off point I needed to start my own store. And now Against the Grain is filled with North Carolina makers and local vendors that is, I like to think, a good jumping off point for these small businesses. It gives them a place to put their products on shelves. It gives them a place for customers to find them that's not their home, it's not the internet, it's tangible. And it is meant to be a jumping off point. But I always wanted my own space. I love working for myself as much as there is 2 a.m. stress, panic dreams and, the migraine headaches. It is all worth it. And I wouldn't want to do anything else.
Yeah. There's a strong entrepreneurial spirit in Southern Moore County. And there are a lot of independent contractors and business people. I'm guessing that your mom and dad had something to do with the way you were raised.
Absolutely.
To make you, because I'm the same way. All my life, I've always kind of worked for myself, never corporate. So it had to be something in our rearing as kids, right?
Yeah, I between that and stubbornness, maybe just to want to do it our own way.
Stubbornness is a great trait.
I agree, it's a must-have.
And resilience.
Yes.
Together with stubbornness.
Yeah. Gosh, owning a small business and resilience are hand in hand.
So one of the challenges you have every year is your merchandise, your inventory always, but listening to the trends, anticipating what's next, and yet what's also in keeping with the spirit of what you set out to do.
Absolutely.
How do you approach that challenge?
Ooh, that is a good question. I approach it differently every day, I think, but I am lucky to work and have the majority of my inventory come from local makers and crafters and vendors and small businesses. So the intention has always been to support them and to provide a space for them. So I already have kind of like a narrow scope of a niche market of what exactly I want in my store. And from there, I am open to all of the things, which is fun. It kind of is a broad spectrum of things that you can find in my store.
how well do your customers, your clients, because once they're buying, they're a client, not a customer. How well do they communicate to you what they want?
Oh, very well.
Okay, and
And
you
we
have to
listen.
listen, right?
Oh, yes, we listen. They are very vocal on what they want to see, and I appreciate the direction. You tell me what you want, I will certainly try and find it North Carolina made. That's the goal.
So the Etsy's of the world are, you know, their exposure is so much greater than it ever used to be. People shopping online, and that will always present a challenge because you get that immediate gratification, but you're doing it from your home or your office, but you're not out enjoying the town and the beauty, the scenery.
Exactly. It's not the same experience. Shopping in downtown Southern Pines, the attention to customer service is so high. The personality of the people working, I mean, nowhere else can you go, to your dentist and then bump into them at First Friday, or be getting ice cream at the ice cream parlor and see your kid's third grade teacher. It's so human and it's so lovely that you miss all of that when you're shopping online. Sure, there is convenience and there is a place for that in the world, but there is also a place for that human connection, that customer service, that shopping experience that really means something.
Okay. We're going to come back in the third set. The SPRINGFEST has started and is starting to grow. It's going to be running all day today through 4 o'clock. There are over 160 vendors that are there, and honestly, the amount of time and the expense that you put into this is, breaking even sometimes is a noble goal, but if you were to generate anything on the plus side, it goes right back into the other events, which we're going to talk about in the third set. Ashley Tramontin is the president of the Southern Pines Business Association. SPRINGFEST is their Christmas, I guess, in a lot of ways.
Springtime Christmas.
Springtime Christmas. We'll be right back. This is All Things Moore County. Welcome back to our final set of All Things Moore County. With SPRINGFEST just starting and going on in downtown Southern Pines, we're so happy to have Ashley Tramontin with us, the president of the Southern Pines Business Association, who is responsible for putting all this together with her committees and the shopkeepers and all the people that are interested in supporting the community and preserving it and keeping it what it is, as challenging as that may be, because it is like the number one draw of Southern Pines. Yes, SPRINGFEST is a very high visibility program, but there are other programs you do during the year that some people may not be aware of that has your signature all over it.
Yeah, so we also organize the Southern Pines Christmas tree lighting,
right?
The Saturday after Thanksgiving. We also do the Southern Pines Christmas Parade, which is the first Saturday in December, the First Eve event, which is our pine cone drop down in the Sunrise Green Space. That's always a fun one.
Yep.
We also organize some downtown cocktail crawls, one for Christmas and one for Valentine's Day. That's our Cupid's Crawl.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, that's us.
Okay.
We have a sidewalk sale that we organize. That'll be coming up in July. And then aside from community events, we also organize networking mixers for our members, and that happens every other month.
So tell me about those network mixers, because people can go on to your Facebook page and see. I mean, I always remember Julia Brockmeyer, who was and still is a pillar in the community in terms of she could be your official cheerleader.
Yes, she is. She we were lucky enough to have her as president, I think, 2 years.
Right.
And she did an incredible job and continues to champion for everything that SPBA
she
does.
Yep.
But yeah, she's fantastic.
So all these events require all the members. Your membership, it's $175
It is
a year
$175 a year.
for a business.
For our businesses, we have nonprofit rate, which is 100, and with that comes a lot of opportunity for your business to network and make connections through those networking mixers. We can also promote and advertise for you through our social media. We have a internal newsletter that goes out to our members that is open to our members for content. As well as our social media. We also have all of these wonderful events that we open to our members first when it comes to sponsorship and volunteers and committees. So a lot of opportunity for connection, networking, help with finding resources. We connect a lot of members to other members.
And it's not just people who have businesses in downtown Southern Pines.
No, we are not limited to downtown Southern Pines, although a lot of our events...
Think so?
Yes, a lot of people think, and a lot of our events do happen downtown just because it's the center of our community. But we are open to members from even outside of Moore County. We have a few that come down from Raleigh. I think we've had them in Apex and Fayetteville as well. So open to any small business looking for connection and resources and promotion.
Mm-hmm. And the with all the changing demographics and the changing landscape of southern Moore County, of which Southern Pines is included, you're trying to preserve something that we don't want to change because we don't want to lose our identity.
Right. We really see the value and the uniqueness that makes Southern Pines so special, as a huge part of that being the businesses and the locally owned small businesses that make our town so special. And we certainly want to preserve that and make sure those businesses have the resources that they need to thrive and continue in business, because we do not want to lose any more than we already have.
Right. With 10 years of experience living here and working with the association for I don't know how many years, you're qualified to fully understand what I'm about to say. You probably have seen as much as anybody that 2 years in this community of networking and doing the right things can catapult you into a place of relevance so much quicker than if you were in suburban Atlanta.
Absolutely.
A large urban area, because there's a lot of anonymity in those areas, but not here.
No, and we don't want there to be. We want, to know the businesses by name and know the owners by name and have a human connection to them. I think that's what makes one of the many things that makes it so special in Southern Pines.
And that networking event that you have is so important for people when they can make the connections to grow.
And also a lot of connections happen, but also collaborations.
Yep.
You meet other business owners who are maybe in a completely different lane as you, and it opens the door to a collaboration between the two. And that's just another opportunity for growth. And we welcome all of it. We have member networking events every other month, and they're usually hosted at a bar or restaurant in downtown Southern Pines, just for ease for everyone. But it's always a good time to see, other business owners. We all know each other, but we're all at work and we don't ever get to see each other. So it's nice to have that social, couple hours to chat and talk business with people who understand what you're dealing with and going through, and also to make new connections and form new relationships, learn about new businesses. I mean, the number of businesses that we have, we get new members constantly that I'm like, who is that? And then I get to learn about their business and what they are and what they do. And it's always neat to see what everybody's kind of up to and check in with everyone.
So it's not just business networking; it's also social networking.
Yeah, absolutely.
And spreading your wings. And I call Southern Pines home, although I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and northern New Jersey, but I've been here now 26 years, and I've seen how people can grow at a very, very quick ascension. If they know and do the right things, because there's something about this area that reminds people of the towns they grew up in New England, in the Midwest, in the Mid-Atlantic area, and they want to live a lifestyle that is a little bit more organic, a little bit more eyeball to eyeball, And, there's like a little buffer around us in southern Moore County from the rest of the world.
Absolutely.
Don't
We live
you
in a
think?
bubble. I say that all the time.
Do
We're in
ya?
this beautiful bubble. It's a Hallmark movie bubble.
Or a game board. Yeah, it's crazy.
It is.
But it's worth preserving.
Absolutely.
And you've got so many people moving here that I'm sure people call you and say, everyone says when they move here, one of the things you have to do is you have to join the Southern Pines Business Association.
Yeah, it is. It's a great way to get your feet in the door, to network, to get your name out there. And, going back to the events, to give back to that community that supports you. I think that is so crucial as a business owner to be, give back to that community that's shopping with you and keeping you in business. That's a great way to promote yourself and promote your business in your community.
Yeah. It's interesting in talking about all the events today. The Martial Arts Academy of Southern Pines is putting on a demonstration.
They are.
And it is a live demonstration. It's actually just about starting now. I hope people who are there. Martial arts is taking on a very big position here in this community.
Big resurgence
for kids.
of it, yeah.
I was out to dinner with a friend Friday evening, and she had her 8-year-old daughter with her. She had her yellow belt on. She was explaining to me the different colors and what they meant, and I saw this, and she was very articulate. This means a lot to them.
Yeah.
These collaborative training efforts in sports.
Yeah.
So there's so much to look at today, and you're going to be busy running around.
Yes.
And at 5 o'clock, it's a sure bet that if somebody wants to take a stroll in downtown Southern Pines, they still can.
We'll be out of there. Don't worry. By 5.
If people want to find you, your website, you have a Facebook and Instagram presence?
We do. Southern Pines Business Association. On both Instagram and Facebook. Our website is southernpines.biz, B-I-Z. You can find all the information about our events. You can find our membership information, our membership benefits, and the application to join us.
I'm going to, when my sisters come down from New York to visit, the charm of having a shop like yours where you're focused solely on North Carolina products will resonate with them.
Good.
Because they're in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And in Manhattan, it's just, it's 2-2, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So
Bring them, please.
come down and visit.
Please do.
I wish you the best today. You don't need luck. You're going to have a very successful day, and I hope people who are listening will get out there and try to find a parking spot close to town and do a little walking and enjoy all the activities.
Yes, and shop local, please.
Ashley Tramontin, thanks so much for coming in. Good luck today.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks.
This is All Things Moore County. Have a great week.